is going on? You already know what it is. Your boy Ace of Cross Culture coming at you with episode 90. Episode 90. So you already know we got the giveaway going on. Hit the comment section, please, if you want a chance to enter. I mean, if you don't like free stuff, then by all means, stay out of the comment section. But I'm gonna pass it to my co-host. Go ahead, hit him off, TPC.
It's your boy Titsy Japan, back with another episode of ATAS across time and space. Woo!
Yeah, man.
As he said, man, episode 90.
90.
That's a big number in Japan. That's one of the ones that they
Feeling
celebrate.
old.
Feeling old, feeling young. All right, time is a concept. As one of our listeners was saying this morning in a private conversation we were having over in the Black Fin Network. Kudo finger. Yeah, we're talking about all that goodness. Man, how's it going over there on that side of the pond, man? This year's like, whew, where they at?
It's crazy. It's crazy out here. But we're trying to get to episode 100, and we got stuff in the mix. So please stay with us. We're trying to do some crazy stuff. I'm just put it there like that. We're trying to do some crazy stuff.
I got a question for your audience, because even this whole setup is crazy. Right? It's supposed to be. How does this feel to you guys over here on Cross Culture? Right? I want to know, right? Because folks are saying, you might want to change it up, the whole background, and I feel most grounded in this space right here, though. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Because of that. Like, yeah, I can reach right here and be like, boom. Eucalyptus blend.
Eucalyptus oil?
Yes, anytime. Oh, right. I can just sink into that. Right.
You're ridiculous. For real.
Audience on YouTube, but folks on Spotify got the background, the original background.
Hold on. We going see if I can do this. If they'll let me.
They'll let you. You do it.
It's this thing. Yep. It's not letting me move. You
don't go nowhere. Keep it locked right here.
It's crazy, because when you're doing this on your phone, I'm not doing it on the computer. I can't see anything below.
All right, well, I'm your eyes and ears. I can tell you, we sound good, look good. It's like boom, boom, snap, hap.
All right, there we go. So I wanted to showcase your setup. There we go. I wanted to put you on a solo joint. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah. So what I was showing over here, I got Black Lagoon. This is banging manga. Behind that, I got some Conan. Over here, I got this Love You, which I can't see. Is a little bit higher up. I'm gonna just go ahead and share that as well. Boom. All right. You got a Ninja Turtle humidifier. You got Thank You 39. Thank you. You got my family right here at Sky Tree when that came out to
Sky Tree.
All of this up here is thank you notes, and Kareem Sensei, thank you so much. All right, over here I got thank you. Here's a PlayStation 5. From your boys. Right at the top up there, I even got an American flag. That's Old Glory. Yeah, Old Glory is right there. I got that after the funeral of my mom in honor of her service to this country. Your country.
Yeah.
All right, and this is actually a letter from President Biden for all of her years of service in the United States Postal Service. Yeah. Down below, these are all dictionaries because I eat that. All right, that's my food. I actually got some interesting food over here. This is soil. The plants are growing around the house. We just blowing up. It's a time. It's spring. This is the spring of life. And this is the space that I'm feeling most comfortable right now. So I'm gonna share that with you guys.
Right.
And just let that ride out.
All right. Well, we're gonna jump into it. We're doing a book called Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a... What's up?
So what we eating today? I'm hungry. People are listening. They hungry. They're listening. What are they reading? I'm gonna tell you 3 books I was reading. You got Fast Lane Millionaire. You got Blue Ocean Strategy. You got Rich Dad Poor Dad in the last 48 hours. And the actual book that we're reading is Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and healthy life by Hector Garcia and Francesco. What is that? Mirales.
Francesc.
If you didn't call me out every time.
Yo.
Is it Francesc?
I thought it was. And now I'm like second guessing my whole life. Yeah, y'all might have to correct me in the comments, something, cause yo. But we are in chapter 3 this week. I'm gonna let it rock. I'm gonna let it rock because I'm not about to change it right now. I'm gonna let you know.
No, friends.
So,
it's not necessary.
If nobody has told you the secret of Ikigai is the thing that you are good at, that you love, that the world needs, and that you can get paid for. And that's like your purpose going forward in life. That's your driving force. That's your life force. May the 4th be with you. But yeah, I had to throw that out there real quick. Want that life force.
Oh, I see the connection back to the title.
But this chapter,
connection. Make him explain it again.
Look, May 4th is Star Wars Day. If you don't know, now you know. Because
it's perfectly clear.
It's a big holiday. Well, not a big holiday, but...
So what chapter are you on of Ikigai?
Oh, it's right there in the scroll. Chapter 3. Way at the end. Because this is a long title. So we are in chapter 3. And this chapter is talking a lot about therapy. And I was like, ooh, man. Black people don't talk about therapy. Black people don't talk about therapy. But we're going to talk about therapy. Come on, somebody. Come on. So,
preach.
The 2 things that came up was, let's see if I can get this correct. Was the, oh no, see now I definitely lost it. But, oh no, logos, logotherapy, and then psychiatric therapy. So logotherapy focuses on things that are hard to say. And psychiatric therapy focuses on things that are hard to hear. So, gotta ask that question. Are things harder for you to say, or are they harder for you to hear? Like, is it easy for you to speak your mind, or is it harder for you to hear things that people are going through?
Oh, okay. All right. Now, you landed that different from the way I was expecting. I'm not going to answer the question that wasn't asked, though. All right.
Okay. All right. You can add that on the tail end.
It's hard. Is it harder for me to speak my mind, or harder for me to hear what other people are going through? That's the question.
Yeah,
right?
That's the question on the table.
If I consider what other people are going through as them, they're all in their own separate journeys and their own separate experiences. And it's not a reflection of me, which I should not project. I shouldn't project. That's everyone has their own walk. Right?
Cheers to that.
If everyone has their own walk. All right. I shouldn't project my whole thing into their situation and just be like, all right, well, this is what you need to do, because this is what I would do if I was sitting in your seat.
Yo, WTL checking in.
Yes, sir. All right.
Yes, man.
So
it's been a long time. We appreciate that love.
Is it hard for me to just listen to what the other person is going through without speaking my mind, without interjecting, without putting my 5 cents in there? That's hard.
Dang, not even 5 cents, huh?
Oh, I got 75-cent words for some folks, but without just dumping in there, but just to listen with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Yeah, maybe it's harder. It's harder for me to do that than to express myself. It is. I am gifted with the ability to express myself usually. But I'll tell you, it's interesting. Like this morning when I woke up, I don't have a dream book by my bed, but one of our listeners does, and he recommended I do that.
Okay.
Before even flipping the phone open, just take your pen and your pad and write it down.
Hey,
take your own advice, right? But yeah. So my godson, what had happened was, as I woke up this morning, I started writing things down. I was looking for the words to say to respond to something that my godson had asked me about. He didn't ask me. He made a statement about the fourth. He asked me to talk to me about the fourth dimension. It's like, all right.
Fourth dimension is time. I mean, that's
if your podcast is called Time, man, you got a co-host called Time.
It is though. I mean, it's the fourth measurement. I mean, then there's the fifth dimension, but Michio Kaku would say there's 10, 11. I mean,
but we've been talking about that recently. It's like, well, where is God and all of that? Is he above all the dimensions? He set them all in place, or does he have to operate under the same rules? If God is in the fourth dimension, then he can go across time and space and like see things in the past and future and all that, right? Right.
I want to speak on that so badly, but go ahead.
I will let you. But the only thing I just have to say is that in response to what he was saying, I was trying to find a word to express myself, and I could not find it. So I popped open a dictionary, and I'm flipping through words that start with the letter C. I was like, I know it's like C-O-N or C-O-M or something along those lines. Because I was trying to make a commentary about how, and it gets really out there.
Okay.
It was a commentary about how everybody has a commentary on the internet, and they all digesting food for you first, and that satiates your curiosity, or satiates our curiosity, as a people, whatever. Instead of chasing what that curiosity that we have inside of ourselves to find out what the truth is and what will stand the test of time, we often allow ourselves to be satiated by curated content. And the word curated wasn't coming to me. I was looking it up. I was consolidated, conglomerated.
I mean, both of those would technically have worked.
It would have. And I had written out the message on WhatsApp, and I just paused, and I was like, all right, I'm going to flip through it, and I'm going to find some stuff. Find some stuff. And eventually I just asked ChatGPT. I was like, I'm looking for
I
did, bro. I just asked the question. She was like, what it sounds like you're referring to is curated content. And that's when I was like, thank you, Jeff.
ChatGPT is the devil. No.
I was just looking for that, bro. All right. So sometimes it is hard for me to express myself, even in my own thoughts, to find a way to
Okay.
That question. Now, as far as, do you want to take that fourth dimension?
Look. Okay. So we're gonna go off the side bar right now.
I'm never gonna make it back. Go ahead.
So the thing is that there's a book, and I can't remember the name of the book, and I've never read the book, but I've heard it come up multiple times, and it talks about this entity that is in the first dimension, and then another entity that is in the second dimension, another entity that is in the third. So the one in the first dimension is bound by the first dimension. The one in the second is bound by the second. One in the third is bound by the third. But as dimensions get more complex, you are no longer bound by the previous dimension. So if we say that height is the first dimension, is it height? No, width would be the first dimension, right? Because something can be flat on a surface and then go side by side. So that would be width.
The first dimension only has it's a dot. Right? And then we have 2 points. Oh, it's a dot. It's a dot somewhere on a line. Oh no, it's just a dot. Yeah. I would think it was
zero
dimension. Yeah, zero dimension is a dot.
Zero dimension. Okay, is a dot.
Yeah.
But I would think that the first dimension would be like a cartoon, like it could go side to side type thing. It's flat, but it can go side to side. So that would be width, first dimension. I would think, I'm not an astrophysicist or anything like that.
You're right. First dimension is between 2 dots, A to B.
Right. So the zeroth dimension is the dot.
Just the dot, yeah.
Okay. So then you have the second dimension, which is height and width. So, kind of like, you can go to a mountain and then you can climb it. You got the third dimension, which is height, width, and depth, which is because you have height. You can't come off the page.
You have length and width. That's 2 dimensions.
Yeah, length and width. So you can go to a mountain and you can climb up it. Up not off the page. Not off the page. That's depth. But up.
You got length.
So, length, width, and then height, or length, width, and height, depth. Depth.
Well, depth is going down. Height is going
down. But depth is either going into or off of a material.
That way.
Yeah. Because if you buy a stove, then the dimension that they give you is depth. It's like the stove doesn't have a depth, but it fits into the wall. So therefore it's coming out from the wall. It's perceived as depth. So now the thing that we measure beyond that.
You're going to be listening. All right, you're going to be like, yo, you got on it. All right, go ahead.
The thing that we measure beyond those 3 dimensions is time. That is the thing that we measure beyond those 3 dimensions. So if we have somebody who is in a 0th dimension, they can only perceive the 0th dimension. We have somebody who is in the 1st dimension, they can perceive the 0th dimension and the 1st.
Right.
In the 2nd dimension, they can perceive 0, 1st, 2nd. 3rd dimension, 0, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. 4th dimension, 0, 1st, 0th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So the only measurement that we...
What's up? Because we are 3-dimensional. But I think we can perceive the 4th dimension, but we can't operate on it freely. And I think in the same sense,
we cannot control it.
We can't control it,
but we do operate within it.
We can perceive it too, because we
can perceive the passage of time. Yes.
Yeah, we can see the future. We can't just go get it. We have to wait for it.
Oh no, you can't see the future. You can imagine the future, but you can perceive the passage of time. Like you can experience the passage of time.
Right. Are you? When you imagine the future, are you not imagining a future?
A future, yes, definitely.
Is that? Future?
But you're not imagining the concrete future.
Is there a concrete future? Is what we got into it for 2 hours this morning.
Bro,
and if you got a multiverse, then they're all there. Aren't they all there?
Look, I would say this. The future is not set in stone. Right? The future is not set in stone. But when you say that you're imagining the future, it makes it seem like you have already been there. You're imagining a future, a possibility,
yes,
but you can't imagine the future.
Because you don't know what the future holds.
Exactly.
Imagine what the future holds and pull my business partner was saying, you can imagine a future and then pull that into the present with your current actions, causing that future to manifest.
But you know what the problem is with that? When we imagine the future, is that we only ever think about ourselves. No. Literally, when we imagine the future, when we think like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this and this is gonna happen and then this is gonna happen, we only imagine ourselves. We don't think about the variables of other people. You know what? I'm gonna make sure that I trip this person when they're walking past me, or I'm gonna make sure that I don't let them pass, or I'm gonna put this obstacle in their way. We don't think of that. We think of, if I have a plan and I set it in motion, and then, but you're only imagining one variable of the future.
Not when I play chess. If I put
not when you play chess,
he's gonna be tempted, or he's gonna be pressured to move there, which is gonna lead him to there, and I'm gonna move that. Like, that's the way that you play chess.
Okay, and what if somebody knocks over the chess table? That's what I'm saying. You only imagine the one, okay, I'm gonna do this and put the pressure. I'm gonna do that and put the pressure. But you don't say, oh, what if somebody knocks over the table? And we're just tunnel vision that way. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but we realize to a certain extent we can only control ourselves. So we only think of ourselves as the variable. But moving on to the fifth dimension, and I was
Go ahead.
writing a sermon about this for a while, and I still have yet to finish it because it's complex. It's complex stuff. So the only other thing that is measured beyond time,
what you was going through, Willis,
is after time. And that's been something in human nature, what started time, what's our purpose here, and what's going to happen after time. When I'm dead and gone, what's the afterlife? Right? So
after my time.
Yeah. I mean, when you are dead and gone.
That's what you mean, like after my time.
Yeah. So because we have this need to know the before, then we need to know there's a constant. And if that same entity is that constant, then during my time, there has to be a way to access this entity. So then we get the spiritual dimension, which in my opinion is the fifth dimension, which there's a whole ton of numerology there. But because of the fifth dimension, we then tap into the spiritual, and that changes those previous dimensions. Because of our perception in what will happen after, we then change our thinking of those four dimensions now. To where it's saying, yeah, I have the money to make this decision now, but is it the right decision to make for the long run? Is this going to play at my demons, or is this going to better the kingdom? In this little bit of time that I have here, is it better to watch a ton of TV, or should I be bettering myself to be used for the kingdom? And go ahead. Ask the question.
No, well, I need to I mean, I haven't heard the spiritual be defined, the fifth dimension be defined as the spiritual. And so there's some understanding that I'm doing right, that I need to do right now, but I can't quite overstand that whole situation yet.
Overstand.
I was overstanding earlier today. It was a wild morning, I'll tell you right now. But when we say the fourth dimension, though, if time is that it's fourth dimension, and if you're a fourth dimensional being, then you can see the thing from beginning to end and from end to beginning from every angle, in an instant, right? So,
well,
it sounds
yes
like
and
what you
no.
was describing was four-dimensional thinking on a binary scale. Where is this demonic? Is this the kingdom? That feels binary, but then you have fourth dimensional thinking, seeing the whole canvas from its beginning to end or end to beginning. Like, you are a seed. When I see you, you are a sperm. You are an egg. I can see you as an egg, and I can see you with gray hair in an instant. Like the whole thing, all it played out.
Yeah.
On the micro scale and on the quantum scale. I was thinking quantum was the fifth.
I mean, but yeah, it very well could be. But in my limited understanding, remember, I'm building off the fact that of measurement. Human measurement, you can start with the 0, you can go to the first, piece of paper flat on the table, boom. Then you go to the second, you add a little bit of now I guess you add the 2 dimensions on that one piece of paper, you still have the 2 dimensions. But it's based on measurement. So the thing that we perceive, we tend to measure.
Isn't that even kind of crazy though? When we said like the micro, if you look at things on the micro scale, like these 2 fingers never actually touch, because the atoms are getting so, when you break it down all the way down to the
they don't actually touch. It's just the atoms between, and there's a whole lot of things.
It just keeps going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower without ever actually touching. And there's always a gap between the 2, and they never actually combined and intertwined, or they would be stuck together. In fact, on the quantum scale. So I'm thinking, like, the fifth dimension is being able to see things from that perspective. Like the really big and the really small, all. I don't know.
But like I said, I'm going based on measurement. So are you saying that? Well,
measurement.
Because so maybe not based on measurement, but based on not really perception though. Because it would be that the quantum, that we would know the quantum realm before we know the spiritual. But then if you put that, then you're trying, it gets into the thinking that you believe that God is below the quantum realm. So that's very interesting. And now we'll have to read more into that in and of itself. Oh gosh.
Yo, I'm telling you, like he has to be able to see things on that level, because like, we talk about this energy and it can't be destroyed. And it's like, business partner. We talking about this morning, and it was like, let's think about things from a spiritual perspective. Like energy, we know that energy cannot be, destroyed or created and all that stuff. And I was like, well, wait a minute, this is spiritual? I thought this was scientific. That energy cannot be and material cannot be there. We're made of the same thing that the stars are made of, right? Like none of it completely goes away. It's all the same material, and no new material is being made. It's being combined and all that stuff, but it's all there. The same atoms are there. And that's not spiritual at all. That's scientific.
Depends on how you look at it.
Depends on how you look at it. The spiritual is telling you why. The science is telling you what.
No.
If I
say the spiritual is telling you what. and science is telling you how.
Science tell you how it all works.
Yeah, how it all comes together. Because I mean, even what it is in the Bible, you know, in Leviticus, saying like, don't go near dead bodies, you know, stay away from semen, stay away from blood, stay away from spit.
Because
it's like, literally, yeah, it's unclean. But why? Now we get science, like, oh, bloodborne pathogens, you know, diseases. And so I feel like the science is catching up to tell the how, but the what has already been there. Yeah, in that sense. But if you're not a believer, then yeah, it might be a little backwards from that perspective.
My question is, and I, all right, so folks, you tell me, did I answer his question correctly? He asked me whether or not it was easy for me to express myself or to listen. And I'm listening.
Look. But the way that you answered the question, it was more from an outside looking in perspective. For the simple fact that if I were to say, you know, speaking my mind or saying the things that are on my heart,
yes,
is that easy for you? Not just to express yourself. No. Or is it easier for you to hear somebody's troubles and, you know, what they're going through? Because I could say, you know, hey, you know, I've wrestled with X, Y, and Z and just rattle off a bunch of stuff. And is that easy for you? Or is it easier for you to listen to somebody go through everything?
Is it easy for me to rattle off the stuff I'm going through, or is it easier for me to listen to someone else talk about the things they're going through?
Yeah.
So, folks, you tell me, because he was telling me what, you know, what he's going through, and what is, you know, this sermon that he's putting together, and how all the pieces kind of fit into place, and I think I was accepting and reasonable.
But no, it's not just the listening. So remember, this chapter is talking about therapy. So we're not just talking about the casual, you know, interesting talks. No, we're talking about pain. Pain specifically. Remember, logotherapy is the hard to say things.
Yes.
Psychiatric therapy is the hard to hear things. So now, which is harder for you? Is it harder for you to speak about your pain, or is it harder to hear about somebody else's pain?
It's harder. Is it hard for me to hear about to speak about my own pain?
Your own, yeah.
My own pain.
Your own pain. I mean, you can speak about somebody else's pain. You don't have any attachment to that. Yeah. You know, he went through this and that. Okay, it's whatever.
Is it hard for me to open up the stinky onion and, you know, open up my closet?
Yeah, get through those layers.
It's easy for me to do that.
Yeah.
Get through those layers and unpeel and show the vulnerability and all of that, rather than okay, someone else is going through it.
Listening to somebody else do that.
Take it all in.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's easier to listen to someone else going through it, because I don't have to open up myself. You know, get to let them do it. Just let them.
Okay.
Kind of passive. It's a passive approach rather than, you know. I mean, I know Captain Save-A-Lot. Well,
Save a lot, yo, chill, yo.
What? Ocean.
Good catch. Good catch. Good catch.
You know, listen to what other people are saying, and like, you know, oh no, this is what you need to do. You know, and just get all close up and personal in it. But sometimes it's important to listen to what other people are going through and to see. You could also use that to see how it applies to your own situation. You can look for patterns, look to listen first and then to understand and then to speak. Like it's 3 steps and find solutions after, right? But the first 2 are harder. They're hard to do, but they're not as hard as airing out my own laundry, taking out my own trash. Yeah.
All right. I know it's definitely hard for me to speak about myself, but given the job that I have, I literally do have to listen to people's frustrations and the stuff that they're going through, their past, and have to make sense of it all and still serve them. So it's gotten easier, and it's kind of like a desensitizing thing.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's so
used to it. I heard it.
Yeah. Like I've gotten really desensitized to some of the stuff. I'm just like, oh yeah. I've had 3 people this week, that same thing. And whatever. That gets to be a little, I mean, you have to do your feelings inventory. You got to stop, take a minute. Like, hey,
well,
all of this happened. So
for people that are doing social work though, they say that it's important to be able to draw that line so that you're not over compassionate or over sympathetic.
Yeah.
Because sympathy is where you link. I understand how you're going through because I feel what you feel, right? Empathy is kind of imagining it. I'm impressed, by what you're saying, and I feel that, right? But sympathy is simpatico, in sync with that
simpatico.
person.
Oh God.
What they're going through, I'm going through it in my heart as well at the same time, and that's when sometimes you can't break free of it. It's just like you start bleeding, your heart starts bleeding along with that bleeding heart. Dangerous business.
Okay. I mean, we went into some crazy stuff and we barely.
I want to know what the next question was.
No, there's so much, but we are 8 minutes past our allotted time, and we're gonna have to.
Like, hey guys, hey.
We're gonna have to chop it up again, because this book, I recommend. I don't advise. I recommend that everybody read this book, because it is kind of like a self-help, expository, hard to swallow pill, and
like a suppository.
No, chill.
Whoa,
chill. Chill. No. No, not one of those. No, but I honestly, this book is eye-opening, and it's challenging to try to. And this is only chapter 3. This is only chapter 3. And I'm just coming in contact with so many things. I'm just like, oh, this is hard. This is hard. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean,
that's graphic.
We're going to have to wrap it up for today. Thanks for joining us, especially if you're part of the YouTube crew that's seeing this when it goes out live. But we also appreciate our Spotify listeners over there on the audio side. Definitely interact with us any way you can. We will get back to you. Go ahead, hit them off, TPC.
Down below. Leave a comment down below.
Down below in the comment section.
Look. All right, it's not just for the sweepstakes where you guys can get something wonderful. All right, it's treasure. Add to your pile of treasures. So stock up for yourselves. Treasures in heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Stock up for yourselves treasures down there, and one of those treasures is actually leaving a comment and leaving your heart on your sleeve, so we know how you feel, right?
Yes.
Across time and space. Across time and space. All right. Like that means so much to us. It helps us to build the channel. It helps us to customize and curate our content so that it's aligned with your vision for your life. And helps to, educate and entertain and do all those things that we actually love to do. That's the truth.
For real.
Yeah, I'm looking for those comments, bro.
Already, I'm like, dude, you just paused. Hey, like, what's going on?
Hey, bro. Like, I'm looking for those comments, bro.
Hey, you ain't comment yet? You ain't comment yet?
No, now take your time right now. Go ahead. Hit the bell notification.
Oh yes, stay up to date.
So that you can wake yourself up. Wakey.
All right. So you're not gonna give him the sign off? Not gonna give him the sign off?
No. Hey. No, I was waiting for it. And you were gonna say, all right, TBC Japan, go ahead and hit them off, man. And
I already said it.
I was already on that frequency. I was already on that frequency. I was like, bruh, leave a comment down there. And after you do that, go ahead and get yourself a pen, a pad, and write it down. It's your boy TPC Japan, telling you that's what it is.
You already know it's your boy Ace of Cross Culture. I keep it simple. Stay prayed up. Be blessed.
Peace.